Hey everyone. So imagine you found an amazing open source project. Maybe it's a brand new image generator or a voice cloning tool or some cutting edge AI model. And you want to run on Runpod. And you go to the template library and nothing. There's just no template yet. So don't panic. Today I'm going to teach you how to install virtually any open source package on Runpod from scratch without relying on community templates. Our template system is amazing for users to create and share ways to get up and running with a package in minutes. But there are times, for whatever reason, no template may exist yet. Maybe it's a brand new package that no one's created a template yet for, or it's something that's a little more specific, and there's just not that much community support behind it yet. So this is why it's good to have the actual fundamentals in mind, so you know how to install things from scratch as well, just in case you run into that kind of situation. We'll go through, reading a GitHub repo, parsing any instructions we find there, and all the nitty-gritty command line stuff involved. So we'll use a real project, for example, diffusion pipe, and this lets you fine tune or train video or image diffusion models. This is something that we do have a community template for, but we're going to install from scratch anyway, because if you can install this, you should be able to install basically anything. Okay, so before we touch Runpod, let's talk about where most open source software lives, GitHub. Some feedback I've noticed from new users is that they find the whole process very intimidating, like they're unfamiliar with Linux, or they may be coming from, an operating system with a GUI as opposed to like a terminal. And there's this meme, right, where it's like how Linux users install a web browser, and there's this guy with like 6 monitors just typing away. They go to a GitHub repo and they see all these lines of code and they just kind of nope out of it. But what I'm here to tell you is that developers want you to use their packages and their software, and they're going to actually make it as easy as possible for you to install and use. So as far as GitHub, developers store their projects here, and allows them to track changes over time and collaborate with others. And when you land on a GitHub repo, that's just a fancy name for a folder. You'll see several important things, and let me walk you through what matters most. First we got the readme file. This is your instruction manual. It's usually displayed right on the actual main page, right below the file list. Of course, you'll always want to read this first. It'll tell you what the project does, what you need to run it, and we'll have installation instructions. Next, we'll have the requirements.txt or the pyproject.tml. These are files that kind of tell the operating system or tell Linux which dependencies or which additional software come with it. And you can simply install those with a simple, pip install requirements-r or a single command that will basically install everything for it. And that'll usually be laid out in the installation instructions. And then lastly, we have the actual project structure. These are things like source code, models, scripts, and basically everything that actually constitutes the meat of the program itself. Many packages actually do have an installer that combines everything into a single command to make it easier, but that's also kind of a luxury of more larger, well-established projects. The base procedure, though, usually just kind of consists of three things. All you need to do is clone the repo, install dependencies, and then run the setup script, and then you're pretty much good to go. All right, so here's some essential commands for navigating through a Linux file system. These will be pretty necessary for you to know, but they're also pretty easy to remember. You've got ls for listing whatever's in your current folder. You've got cd for changing directory. You've got mkdir for creating new ones. You've got rm for deleting files, rm-r to delete folders. You've got wget to get a file from the internet. And you've got git clone, which is what we're going to actually use to copy the entire project from GitHub down into our pod. And that's the first thing we'll be demonstrating on the next page. All right, now we'll go ahead and set up our pod. So we'll just select the GPU spec. We will change the template to be the most recent version of PyTorch. And then we will edit the template just to give ourselves some more disk space, just to be on the safe side. And if your package has any kind of API server or anything that needs access to the internet, you'll want to make sure those ports are exposed down here as well. So we'll click Set Overrides, and then we'll click Deploy. And we'll give that just a moment to come up. It's going to be a pretty lightweight package, so it'll take just a second. All right, now that the pod's set up, we're going to go into our Jupyter lab. And we're just going to go into dark mode to make it a little more readable. And we're going to open up our terminal. Pump up the font size a little bit. Now we're going to go to the diffusion pipe repo. And if we scroll back, we're going to see the README at the top here. It's going to show kind of features, recent changes, all this. Windows support, don't care about that. And then under installing it, you can see that it gives you just a simple one-line command to install the repo. So we are actually going to copy this, and we're going to go back into our lab and just paste that. And it's going to copy that down for us. All right, now that it's done, we're going to go back to the repo and see what's next. There's going to be some stuff about creating virtual environments. I don't think this is as important on Runpod. If you want to create a pod that's kind of multi-purpose, has a bunch of different use cases in the same pod, then you may want to do this. But if you want each individual pod to have its own function, and that's easy because, I mean, you can just spin up a pod whenever you want. That means these virtual environments aren't as important. So we're just going to skip that. It's going to tell, well, first of all, it's going to say it's install PyTorch. We already did that because that's part of our base image. Then it's going to tell us to install the requirements. So we're going to copy that. Then we're going to go back to our terminal and then cd into our folder. And you can see there's requirements.txt right there. So we're going to paste our command in. And what this is going to do is it's going to install everything that this package needs that isn't already part of our base image. This is usually pretty quick, so we'll just kind of let that run. Okay, now that's done. And lastly, we're going to go back to the repo. You can see there's one more requirement. In case you do need flash attention, but some models do need it, we're going to just copy that. And again, just paste that. It's a good idea, just in case. All right, and now that it's done, that is all you need to do. Like, the software package is installed and ready for use. As you can see, that was very simple. And so what I'm going to do at this point is, this is kind of above and beyond, installing a package itself, but I'm just going to show you that it works. So I'm going to download a model, and I will throw in some basic training data, and then I'll show you that it works. Okay, and now we're going to run the command to actually kick off the training process. And you can see that it's going to start initializing everything, and it's going to start it off. So this wasn't really a tutorial on how to run this particular package per se. It was more of a procedural kind of tutorial to show you how to install packages without templates more broadly. So if you follow this general procedure, this kind of line of thought, when looking at a GitHub repo, you'll be able to install anything on Runpod without having to rely on a template, in the case that for whatever reason a template's not available. And you can see that this is going to be the general workflow. You navigate to your workspace, you clone the repo, and you install the dependencies, and that's pretty much all there is to it. It's not nearly as complicated as it looks when you're just kind of looking at a GitHub repo and everything's kind of glazing over just because there's just so much text to get through. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. If this was helpful, just go ahead and leave a like, a comment, ring a bell. Feel free to spin up pods and experiment, because that is really how you learn things. Like, just because there is a template doesn't mean you have to use it. If you really want to understand the fundamentals of how a package works, that is totally an option available to you as well. Like, for example, we've got like an official Comfy UI template, but there's nothing stopping you from, installing in a pod yourself to kind of learn how the whole installation process works. So yeah, if you need any help or have any questions on general procedures, feel free to drop a comment, and we'll see you in the next one.